Hello, back with more bookshelf tour. I've got one more Daniel Clowes, probably the big one for Daniel Clowes, which is Ghst Wrld, a story of Enid Coleslaw and Rebecca, her friend. Very, very 90s book of two kind of teenage girls who are super 90s, kind of cynical, post everything, and them kind of growing up, becoming slightly maybe sincere. Also probably best known for Scarlett Johansson and Thora Birch's portrayals of the two titular girls, with Steve Buscemi playing a kind of a very R-Crumb collector guy, and indeed the director of this, Terry Zygwoff, would go off to did a documentary on Robert Crumb, which I'll probably get to at some point. But yeah, but let's not go too far into the movie thing, but look at Daniel Clowes' kind of two-toned kind of art style. Very good at getting kind of the awkward kind of actual real faces of people, a little less fetishized, I guess you could say, than Ghst Wrld, where, you know, you gotta have two beautiful stars in the leads. So yeah, Ghst Wrld. Now, hey, speaking of fetishized, let's go back into my thing, which is the T and the A, which is with Trt, by Jim Ballant. He's the writer, illustrator, colored by his partner Holly G. This is a story of an incredibly busty witch who I think lives in Salem with her. There's her sister Raven Hex, who there's Sis Sis Raven Hex. There's a John Webb guy who's a kind of, I don't know if he's a warlock, I can't remember, they, you know, they get into all sorts of busty, silly adventures with lots of kind of what you would call kind of like softcore kind of nudity. They're ridiculous. He did a run on Batwoman, which, you know, I wasn't interested in, but which got much derided because Batwoman was just aerodynamically unable to probably do anything. Not that these ladies could probably stand up in the real world either, but, you know, that's the case with with comics of certain ilk. They are all very kind of tongue-in-cheek and silly, and oh, actually, here's a good there. You know, they have the suntan take off there. Very much the kind of stuff with a little bit of blood and guts of kind of like a heavy metal magazine cover or album cover I could see of things. He also does vaguely kind of more realistic style, but as with all these things, I think I'm much more into the cartoony, ridiculous. There's the kind of the first three collected things of the books. It is one of these series where, you know, I was very enthusiastically picking them up. It got into a kind of collector's thing. In the backs, it actually does have like little bios, interviews with various Wiccan practitioners. Also just sort of more kind of girly pickup stuff. God, yes, machine get breath. I'd hate the recoil on that. But yeah. So they are fun books. Obviously, you know, enjoying stuff for their fans. I have an unending collection of them. The stories were fun, with a little bit of kind of like, you know, Wiccan stuff, but, you know, there's John Webb there. It's the grim dark hero who often ends up naked and in wacky situations. Good Lord. I'm gonna pile it up to the point where you won't be able to actually be able to even see the screen anymore, which is maybe for the best. I'm gonna skip the ones that are vacuum packed. Oh God, they just go on forever. But let's see. Let's pick the silliest covers. Needless to say, they kind of very autumnal themed ones. They are always very, very silly. Oh, I think that's got, you know, there's realistic style, and then there's kind of like cartoony style. Pardon all the breaths, but yeah, that's what you can come to expect on this channel. So yeah, I will stop there. I will stop there. There's a good whack of holy crap, of my collection that way, of that sort of thing. You know, it's one of these things of like, I don't know if I'm ever going to read these again. I enjoyed them at the time, obviously. Obviously, I was reading for one particular reason, and I got enjoyment out of it that way. Yeah, you kind of wonder, like, okay, I was obviously really, really obsessed with that at one point. Not that I'm not still attracted to that, the female form, but I'm not pouring what's probably, you know, several $100s worth of money into getting kind of girly picture things with silly stories. I think there's a thing there of just the silliness of the stories combined with the sexuality, which I'm at least I'm not in a dark basement, you know, cutting up animals. I'm just a kind of a silly man, silly man. And on that slightly disturbing note, I'm just going to stop there. And we'll have more comic books later of varying degrees of quality and artistic worth.